What's up guys, Jacob Ober here. Welcome to another video of mine, and today we're going to be talking about MVP discussion. Who in the NBA at this point in the season should be the front runner for the MVP award? Obviously, there's a lot of season left to be played. We're only about a little over a fourth of the way through, but it's never too early to talk about MVP front runners, and right now I've put together a list of who I'd consider about the top 10 players in the NBA right now, in no particular order. Those players are James Harden, Kemba Walker, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Joel Embiid, Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. To me, these are the 10 best players in the NBA, and looking at their statistics, one in particular stands out to me as being the best, or the most consistent of all of these. And that player, believe it or not, is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Of these 10 players, he ranks 6th in points with 27 a game, 2nd in rebounds with 13 a game, 6th in assists with 6.0 a game, 2nd in effective field goal percentage with a 58.3% effective field goal percentage, and 3rd in player efficiency rating at 28.6. Across the board, he might not be the best in any one of these categories, but he is by far the most consistent of all of them. He is putting together a monster season. Let's compare his numbers to some other players who are widely regarded, and rightfully so, as some of the best players in the NBA. Let's start with LeBron James here. LeBron is beating him in points and assists, but Giannis is beating him in rebounds, effective field goal percentage, and his player efficiency rating. So of these 5 categories, 5 very, very important statistical categories when comparing 2 players, Giannis wins 3 out of 5. Now let's look at Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, obviously the Golden State Warriors forward. He is also considered one of the best players in the game at this point. KD is beating him in points and assists, but Giannis, once again, is beating him in rebounds, effective field goal percentage, and player efficiency rating. So that's another 3 out of 5 against him. And by no means am I saying that Giannis is a better player than either of these two. He's still chasing LeBron and KD. Giannis, for what it's worth, is really a really amazing player, but he still needs to prove a little bit, especially in the postseason, for me to consider him better in any way than these 2 players. But statistically, so far through this year, he is better than both of these players at this point. He is more efficient. He is a better player across these 5 categories, and these are 5 really relevant categories, and you could argue that these are the 5 most important categories when comparing 2 players to each other. So let's take a look at another player here, Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is beating him in points. Giannis has the edge in rebounds and assists, and effective field goal percentage. Anthony Davis is winning the player efficiency rating battle, though. So that's another 3 out of 5 right there. I mean, he's not blowing guys away, but he, to me, has established himself as the best of the bunch here. Let's take a look at another one, Joel Embiid, widely considered as maybe Giannis' biggest competition for best player in the East, along with Kawhi Leonard. Joel Embiid, Giannis is averaging more points a game than him. Joel Embiid is averaging 0.3 more rebounds than him, but Giannis is averaging more assists per game, higher effective field goal percentage, and a higher player efficiency rating. Now let's take a look at another guy, Kawhi Leonard, another guy in the Eastern Conference that is considered a rival to Giannis in terms of who the best player, the most dominant player in the Eastern Conference is following LeBron's departure last offseason. Kawhi Leonard compared to Giannis. Giannis is beating him in points, rebounds, assists, effective field goal percentage, and player efficiency rating. So he sweeps him across the board. Let's take a look at another one here. Steph Curry. Steph Curry is averaging more points, but Giannis is averaging more rebounds, more assists. And keep in mind, Steph Curry is a point guard, and Giannis is averaging more assists a game than Steph Curry is at this point in the season. But Giannis is beating him in every category except effective field goal percentage and player efficiency rating. So that's another 3 out of 5 right there. I mean, he's beating these guys. He's not blowing them away, like I said, but he is still playing. He's to me, he's clearly the best of the bunch here. I mean, he has the most consistent stat line. He's beating some of these players just barely. I mean, he's getting these statistical categories in his favor just barely. And there are guys who are averaging maybe more points or maybe more rebounds or maybe a higher player efficiency rating, but he is still across the board having a better statistical season than any one of these 10 players at this point. Plus, he is also having the second best season of these 10 players in terms of his team's success. The only player on this list that is having a better season thus far, or his team is having a better season than the Bucks thus far, is Kawhi Leonard. And that's, obviously, he plays on the Raptors. Everybody else on this list, their team is not doing as well as the Bucks. And if you wanted to compare Kawhi and Giannis, Giannis is averaging, like I said, he sweeps Kawhi across the board. So Giannis, in my opinion, is the best player in the league at this point. Giannis is not having the best overall year in any particular category, but across the board, like I said, he is having by far the most consistent year. And if you look at, like I just did, if you compare his numbers to some of the other players in the game who are also MVP candidates, you see that he is winning these categories. And I didn't even mention half of the players on this list because he's sweeping those guys across the board as well. I only mentioned Embiid, Kawhi, Curry, LeBron, and Durant. So there's a few others that I could mention, but he's still beating those guys across the board. I mean, like Anthony Davis, I think I might have already mentioned him, I'm not sure, but like Anthony Davis, Giannis beats him, and I think he wins 4 out of 5 categories, actually. And Kemba Walker, that's 4 out of 5 categories again, and James Harden, that's 4 out of 5 categories again. So, I mean, like, it's pretty clearly in favor of Giannis at this point. Now, obviously, we have a lot more season left to go. We're only like 20, 25 games in, so we still have a lot more season left to play this year, and these numbers could very well change for the better for Giannis or for the worse for Giannis. But at this point, Giannis should be considered the MVP of the league, or the MVP frontrunner at this point in the season. He is playing overall the best year. His team is having the second most success. He deserves the MVP at this point in the year. If it ended today, that would be the guy that I would give the MVP to. So, anyways, guys, though, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me with this video. I know I have my holiday decorations in the background. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at those as well. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Who should be the MVP this year of the NBA, or who should be the front runner at this point of the season? Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and as always, I'll see you guys next time. Go Bucks!